Click for IB Biology. We're looking here at the topic of water in biology and its coincidence with life. We'll take a look at the chemical structure of what are called hydrogen bonds and how this leads to many of the properties of water. There's a PDF of this presentation in the description down below, and there's also a quiz down there which allows you to test your understandings of the theoretical work. We're aware of the significant presence of water on Earth if we consider, for instance, the marine sources of the world's major oceans. But then, of course, we have fresh water, which will be found in the various lakes around the world, and of course in rivers, in streams, in ponds, and perhaps even smaller surface bodies of water than that. Life exists in water, and cells need to be in water. So if we rewrite this as cells exist in water, let's take a look at that statement. Well, if we are thinking of unicellular organisms, such as the ones illustrated here, then they are living in the water of ponds, rivers, and lakes. But this is equally true of the cells here of a multicellular organism. The water of that we're considering here is what we call tissue fluid. And this tissue fluid is formed from the circulating blood of these large multicellular organisms. But it is equally true beyond the animals to consider that in plants, that water is transmitted around the plant, and the cells of a plant bathe in water just as much as animal cells do, and just as much as protozoans, unicellular organisms like here, do. Taking a close look at the water molecule, we know that the formula is H2O, but the molecular arrangement is to have two hydrogens out here and the oxygen there, with the shared pair of electrons sitting between. But the share is not equal, and the reason for this is that in the oxygen there are a larger number of protons in there with a positive charge, and the effect of this is to attract the electrons closer to the nucleus of the oxygen than they are to the hydrogen. So that slight negative charge of the electrons in the bond is dragged towards here, and so we have this negative dipole on oxygen, and positive dipole is left on the hydrogens. Now then, when we consider multiple oxygens, multiple water molecules, we have the emerging property of hydrogen bonding. Now, a hydrogen bond is an attraction between the negative and the positive dipole in water molecules, of different water molecules. And so, for instance, a quick sketch would show the oxygen being attracted through what is called a hydrogen bond to another molecule like this, to the positive dipole on the hydrogen, the negative dipole on the oxygen. And this hydrogen, so-called hydrogen bond, has something of the order of 1/20,000th of the bond strength of a covalent bond, so not at all strong. However, the importance of hydrogen bonds is that whilst individually they may be weak, collectively they can be create particularly strong and stable structures, which are important to not only the habitats of water, such as marine and fresh water, but also to the broader properties of water that we will consider in the videos that follow. So the properties of water as a consequence of hydrogen bonding are in the link. There's a subscription to the channel, and of course links out to the playlist so that you can check out the other content.